Do you feel crap about yourself? Do you feel fearful, like you just can't get something happening? Are you looking for the true you so that you can find your personal power? Good. I'm Lisa Jayne, and I want to talk to you about this. I've just had 2 conversations this morning that have totally highlighted that this is something I need to share right now. On the way to taking my daughter to school this morning, I asked her, what's the biggest problem that all of your friends face right now as teenagers? Like, these are 14, 15-year-old girls. What is the biggest problem? She said, Mum, everyone feels crap about themselves. We have really low self-esteem. We want to look better. We want to do this. We want to do that. Oh, and can I get a septum piercing? Because that would so much make me feel good about myself. And I'm like, wow, okay. This is how all of these young girls are thinking about themselves. And then I had another conversation with someone that was talking about how they really wanted to step in their power and they could see it there, but they just couldn't move through this wall. And I invited them to have a look at the wall, like really feel into it, because for me, sometimes when I'm blocked for something, like I want to do something and I go, oh, well, I'm really frightened of that, I have anxiety around that, I look at the anxiety, and the more I look at it, it becomes like a mass of energy. Like I can feel it. And like sometimes I feel it as a wall. Sometimes I feel it like, sometimes the other day I felt this, it was like this, I was carrying this massive, great big black bag behind my back, but I experienced in my body as a feeling, whatever it was that was in the way of me stepping into my truth. I really, really, really want to recommend to you that you start to look at these things that stand in between you and your truth. Because when you access your true self, there is so much personal power in that, and it feels amazing. And you absolutely can do anything that you want to do. It is your place of power. It is your place of manifestation. It's your place of creativity. And we have all this information out there on how to manifest, how to create something. But the thing is, we can do all this manifesting, but if there's this split, if there's and like this is how I see it, right? It may not be how you see it. But if there's a thought construct, which I'm putting emotional energy into unconsciously to hold it in place, because I have to put emotional energy into a thought construct, otherwise it disappears. So that's what I am doing. I have a construct, I'm putting my emotional energy into it to hold it there. If I am not aware of that and I'm trying to manifest, I still have a part of me that's stopping me from standing in my true power in that area of my life. So coming back to the young girls that feel bad about themselves, if my thought construct is, I don't look good enough, I need this to feel better about myself, all of this stuff, these are thought constructs that I'm implanting, and I'm adding emotional energy to it. Every time I think about that, every time I have a feeling around that, I'm adding emotional energy to that thought, and I'm embedding it in me, inside of me. And that sits there, and I can't see my truth. I can't see who I really am, because I've created a thought about myself, which I'm adding energy to every single freaking day, which becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and I can't see who I really am. And who I really am is where all the power is. That's where my authentic power is. That's where the creative energy that is me, that comes through me to manifest things, is. So if I'm split off from that, if I don't see this magnificence, if I can't stand in this, of course I feel like I'm trying really hard and I can never get anywhere. Of course I feel like I'm doing all these things I'm told to do to manifest shit, but the shit never happens. And so what happens? I feel worse about myself. I add more emotional energy to that thought that I'm not good enough. So what can you do? Okay, this is juicy, and this is what I'm all about. I'm so passionate about this. What you can do is start finding your truth. Start feeling, start paying attention to the things that feel good. If there's something that you love to do, if you feel power in your body when you do it, that's your truth. Get a memory about that feeling. Re-feel that feeling. Re-feel that memory of standing in your truth. And then when you see these walls that come up to block you, try and go back into that place of, actually, this is who I am. I am this truth. I know that that's just in my way. And so you love it. You send it love. You put truth in it and you see it. See it for what it is. It's just something that you've created that's not true, that you've been taught, that you've added to, that you're holding on to for whatever reason, and we can go into that later. Just see it as that. And then what I've experienced as I look at these things and like really feel them in my body. So I really feel these walls or whatever it is, however it manifests for me in the feeling moment right now. I just love it. And I just go, oh, actually, I don't want to hold that anymore. That's not who I am. I'm this feeling. I'm this feeling of truth. I'm this feeling of love. I am this feeling of personal power. And the more I imbue that into that thing that could be holding me back right now, that thing just starts to dissolve. And as that dissolves, then I'm free to create what I want to create. And then I put all of my emotional energy into that. And I keep adding my emotional energy into that I want. I'm consciously creating what I want. Before, I was unconsciously creating what I didn't want. I kept adding my energy to what I didn't want all the time. It's much better. It feels so much more amazing, and you feel a sense of unshakable security. You feel safe. You feel love for yourself, and you feel support because you're supporting you. When you start to focus on what it is you want and add your energy to that. If you keep coming back to what you don't want, that thought construct, and you keep adding to that, that's what's going to stay there. And it's going to split you from yourself. It doesn't really split you, but it feels like you're split, right? It feels like you are lost. It feels like there's a gap. It feels like you're overwhelmed. It feels like you're anxious. Because that thing that you've created is blocking your sight, is blocking your ability to feel the truth of who you are. So you created that. There's no reason why you can't dissolve that. There's no reason why you can't create another thought structure, another intention, another idea about who you want to be and where you want to be in this moment. In the same way, you just consciously choose it for yourself, and you add your emotional energy to that, and you keep refeeling it, and you keep feeling your truth. Keep stepping into your truth. Keep stepping into that power. That one thing, finding the true you and the power of that in your life, is your solution for everything. It really is. So look for those things that are standing in your way of feeling that. And don't just look at them and go, I don't want to feel that anymore. I'm going to put that aside. But really look at them. Really feel them. What do they feel like? They feel like a wall? Do they feel like a blob? Like, what does the energy around that feeling feel like? See it for what it is. And then love it. Let it dissolve. So I'm sending you love for a magical day. Please send me questions, because that live was prompted from my conversations with others. And that gives me my little, the little flames that I can talk about. So ask me questions, DM me. I'd love to help you find your truth, your true power, because that's what we're all here for. That is our purpose, finding the true you. Well, no, actually, it's not our purpose. Your purpose is finding your true you. My purpose is finding my true me. And that's a great place to stand, because the world can be chaotic, and yet on the inside, you can feel pretty good. Have a beautiful day.